All right, so our update here. I have spent 3 days, about half days, I don't know, probably 15, 20 hours so far, just taking stuff out of here, removing the back seats, the back bench, trying to clean up all of the mold, and just trying to get everything clean and livable again. Still have quite a bit to go, but I have gotten through at least 80% of that. And now we are going to get to the point of deciding what is actually going to get cut out and replaced. And the deeper I go, the more I realize the more it's probably going to have to go. So I have mixed feelings about this. I didn't exactly want to dive into this, but at the same time, pulling these things out and realizing how poorly they've been built and repaired, and also just how simple these things are to actually make, I am getting a bit more confidence in myself to be able to do this. And we'll just kind of see how it goes. So I'm gonna turn you around and just kind of show you the progress that we've got done. We have removed the two benches that were in the back here that slid together as a bed. I am going to try to figure out how to probably take this part right here that's sitting out this gap, remove that, and make a bed from this wall over, and then possibly turn this into some sort of desk so I can actually have a good working area. I didn't really want to have a bed that I'd have to move often every day if I'm going to work, but that might be the case. The other option, before I even show you the rest, is I might try to figure out how to turn this chair in the front into a desk. So I could sit there, I have a little hand rest right there that I could make some sort of desk out of, and just possibly work right there. I don't know yet. And I actually don't even know if I'm gonna be moving into this thing, but I need to get out of Oregon. I need to get off the West Coast, start adventuring a bit, and coming back into this rig would be quite enjoyable. We'll just turn you around here a little bit. This thing here, oh, this needs a lot of work. This whole tabletop is gonna have to go. It is super warped, it is super moldy, absolutely disgusting. I had to take the back trim pieces off, just ripped off. I'm gonna have to go in here and clean. This is one of the few things structurally that is actually okay, although I would like to, I'm gonna be pulling things apart, like the inside. I'm gonna have to take that off so I can get in here and do a better clean. What else? Probably gonna replace this board, because it's already been replaced once and is warped. In here, these doors are pretty well screwed as far as just moldy and warped, but they may stay. The carpet, the carpet. That's just gonna have to be completely ripped out and redone if I want to even pretend that this would be kind of healthy to live in, or just do a ridiculously deep clean. The absolute non-negotiable is this disgusting, it actually looks way worse because of the shadows right now, but the carpet around a toilet, whoever did that, you're an absolute idiot. That's disgusting. That absolutely has to go. Other than that, I think everything else is pretty decent. The other thing I have to decide is if I am going to paint things, because this is all disgusting particle board. That's also why I'm like, how much should I replace? Because I would prefer it just to be better quality and better built. If not, I have got to do something about how porous this wood is, because in the Pacific Northwest, if it's left out even for, a week or two, things start growing. The other thing I'm gonna have to replace, so many of these hinges have just completely rusted out. The long hinges on doors and other things are pretty bad as well, so they're just going to continue to deteriorate. A lot of the racks that I had in here have a little bit of rust on them, so if I don't spray them, they're going to have to, they're either going to continue to just rust away into nothing and create messes, or I'm going to have to figure that out. But there we are. There's our update. We are about 80% of the way, 80-90% of the way of cleanup, and now we are into full deconstruct, demolish, remove, and we will see how it goes from here. Well, I have got the tabletop or the countertop off with the sink, and now I just have to decide what I'm gonna do from here, because it's pretty gnarly, and all of these cross members are all just particle board with a sticker that looks like wood over the top. There's one piece of wood below there, and then the faces of the cabinets are all wood. Most of the hinges are pretty rusted out anyway, so I'm gonna have to replace those, and I am just debating on exactly how to go about this. I think at this point, once I pieced it all out, I think the best way to go is probably to try to take this out as one unit and see how that is going to go. But before I do that, I am going to sketch it all out, add the dimensions as they are, so that if anything goes terribly wrong, I will be able to rebuild it. That's also the nice thing, is this is built so terribly already that anything would be an improvement. Anything that is actually physically solid, not rusted or moldy, would be a big improvement. So there we are with the, that was kind of the biggest, worst part as far as needing to be totally redone. We've got this, and then I gotta figure out what to do in the back benches. So the journey continues. Well, this is what we are looking at after I tore out the countertop that had the sink in there. As you can see, not a lot of quality is put into building these things. They're also not designed to be worked on at all. I had to rip this out. You know, things are stapled and screwed from both sides, so, you know, would have had to have removed the entire thing to disassemble it properly. Anyway, the top was too rotted out, and getting in here and seeing, you know, there is mold all over in here. All over in here. So, and like, it's not even hardly attached in the corner. You know, they just use like the countertop as the main structure. So, what I am doing now is I am going to clean this stuff off. I'm wearing a mask right now, if you can't tell. Clean it off, and then sketch this out as far as dimensions in case I need to rebuild it, which I probably will, because this is all just nasty particle board. The cabinet faces are decent. They're nice wood, so I will probably keep those. But hardware and hinges need to be replaced anyway. As you can like see over here, everything is oxidized out, and there, that's where we're at. So we are removing lots of, there's nothing in the back anymore, so slowly but surely we are tearing everything apart. Sketches have been made, and I think it is time to continue ripping this thing out. The only thing I'm kind of worried about, not really worried about, but I've got the whole electrical box right here, and so I'm just gonna have to figure out how to get that out and keep it mounted in a good spot and see. And also I can tell that some of these are fastened from the other side, so that'll be a little bit of a challenge, but I figure mine as well. I don't know if it's going to be any easier to work on this thing in here. It's pretty beat up. It might just be better to build new. So that's what we're about to do. All right, see you on the next side. We got it off. That whole cabinet is now out, and you can kind of see the guts of this whole thing. I am glad I did it. There is a lot of mold that needs to be addressed in here, and I mean, I've got a lot of work to do, but being able to just go through and check all of the tanks, the plumbing, I'm probably going to go through and replace the plumbing, might as well. Keep the fittings, do something new, nice, make sure there's no mildew in here, clean out the tanks. Yeah, there we go, we got it out. Yeah, pretty much it, making progress. We'll see what the next